So it's currently what is the time? It's currently 9:33 p.m. It's the 31st of December. So it is still 2025 of the time of recording. We've got, there's about just under 2.5 hours left until the beginning of the new year. And I want to give my thoughts. I want to review the year. I have some ideas that I want to explain about my opinions on this year. So if I had to sum up 2025, I would say that, overall, I would say that 2025 has been the year of the Great Awakening. And I'll explain what I mean, but essentially the Great Awakening is kind of like almost like the red pill from the Matrix. It's waking up to the kind of illusion that we've been living for our whole lives. It's the blind trust that people have in institutions and the government and the media. That's kind of crumbling, that's falling. People in record numbers are starting to not trust mainstream sources. And it's spreading into the culture war. Now, to explain what I mean, it's like the pendulum is shifting in the other direction because for so long, everything has been so woke and liberal and left-leaning, you could say, that now it's swinging back in the other direction, but not necessarily in the way that you would expect. People are becoming, not like in the typical right-wing mainstream sort of way, people are becoming, I guess, desensitized to everything, but people are becoming skeptical of everything. It's not like people are going from, I'm going to support the left-wing party to supporting the right-wing party necessarily. People are kind of just saying that the whole system in general is just bullshit. It's just bullshit. Like the idea that everything is fake and gay is a funny concept, but there's some truth to it. And it's further supported by when you see, for example, a show that recently just came out during this sort of Christmas time was Stranger Things season 6. I didn't watch it. I haven't watched Stranger Things since I finished season 2. The first season was really good. The second season was decent. And the third season, I don't even remember what happened. I just remember watching it and then hating it. And then, yeah, I don't, it just stupid, retarded shit. I don't even know. But yeah, season 6, Will, one of the main characters who in the first season gets abducted by the alien ghost thing, whatever, comes out as gay, and everybody hated it. Everybody's taking the piss of it online because it literally adds nothing to the plot. There's a slight maybe reasoning for it, but really everybody knows now that the only reason why that exists in the show is just to push the agenda, is just for the brownie points that the directors get, so that they can get more funding for shows. That's really is nothing more than to just push an agenda, and it's been forcefully put in there in an untasteful way that doesn't really add to the viewer's experience at all. So people hate it, and rightfully so. And it's refreshing to see, and it kind of just shows, because this has only recently happened, so this is late in this year, and it kind of just shows the mindset of people in general. People are getting sick of the placating to minorities, and these not so subtle agendas that are kind of being pushed in shows. Another term that's sort of been popularized this year is the idea of goy slop, and it kind of is a way to describe something like Stranger Things, right? Like the show initially was well done, and then just kind of turned into just goy slop. Goy slop being just something that exists to kind of just dull your senses. It's there to just sort of to do nothing more than to either brainwash you or poison you, make you sick. It's kind of killing your soul in a way. Goy slop is kind of everything around you. It's everywhere. It's the food that you eat. It's McDonald's, it's Burger King, it's KFC. It's the shows like Stranger Things on Netflix that are just there for the sole purpose of pushing propaganda. It's sports, which only really exists to distract you and to kind of take what's something that is very natural and healthy, this kind of like tribal, like competitiveness and wanting to win and succeed and to kind of fight for a tribe and to have a community, and to sort of twist it into something that's commercial and is there to just kind of distract you, right? So yeah, Goy slop is everywhere, and that's what something like Stranger Things is. But another show that I watched was, I've recently been watching it with my family, is called White Lotus, and at first I enjoyed it, but yeah, again, it just ends up overtly just becoming sexual for no reason, and in a way that doesn't actually add anything to the plot or the viewer's experience. And it was outrightly just disgusting and degenerate. And so we turned it off, and I have no desire to continue to watch the show. But it really pissed me off, but it kind of just showed how, yeah, this is something that they're not really going to be able to get away with. People are just going to stop watching, you know? So I think there's a craving for both authenticity and for realness, and for people that are kind of pushing back against what has been deemed to be the norm and culture. And that's what we're starting to see with someone like a Nick Fuentes, who's gaining he's become mainstream. So mainstream to the point where my mum now knows who he is, and literally, it's just, we live in a crazy timeline where my mum is literally watching Nick's debate with Piers Morgan, and she's like, yeah, Nick's right. Like, normal people are starting to hear a point of view and opinion, someone like a Nick Fuentes, who not that long ago was seen as like he was like one of the most banned people on the internet, and someone who was seen as evil and no one would want to talk to. And he's now becoming so mainstream to the point where my own parents know, my mum knows who he is and has literally watched a debate of his. It's a wild timeline that we're living in, but it shows just how drastic, in only the space of a few years, the pendulum has swung and how culture has really shifted. So it's going to be interesting moving into 2026, what this is going to mean, because we have the kind of revolution of AI. It's both good and bad, because at the same time, people are sort of becoming desensitized. You know, we're seeing a lot more AI generated content. Take a look at something like a Charlie Kirk, who he gets slimed out, and then now he's just a meme that will never die. And I'm complicit in it, because it is funny as shit seeing his face on random people. There's something hilarious about it, but it shows how, yeah, we're being desensitized to murder. And I think it's just a natural way to cope with the world, is just to laugh, because if you're not going to laugh, you're going to probably cry, or, you know, there's no point of really taking any of this serious, these assassinations, politics, anything, because it kind of is all just one big show, and it all kind of is one big joke, just like Stranger Things. The real world is sort of becoming that. So yeah, something like these AI memes are sort of just a way for people to kind of process, I guess, all the tomfoolery. But yeah, the Great Awakening is real, and it happened in 2025. And now we're at a point where the conversations I'm having with people, something like the Jewish question, the JQ, would have been unheard of before, and not something that I was even aware of until, you know, really maybe 2024. But it's becoming so mainstream where you now can openly have these conversations with people, and it's a wild time that we live in. But I'm absolutely here for it. Also, someone like Clavicular, Clav for short, who's recently blown up. Looks Max is someone who would call himself like a black pillar, and an ideology like his, which is very, very underground, like the dark corners of the internet, where most quote unquote normal people would never hear an idea like his. He's becoming mainstream. He's becoming popular. He's not mainstream, but he is becoming popular. And it's because, yeah, people are craving authenticity, realness, and an alternative to Goy slop and what Netflix is providing. And we're finally seeing it it's always existed. I've been this way for a while, but now it's existing where like the average normal person is thinking this, and that is going to result in a 2026, which is going to be wild. And I think we're just in for more of the same. I think we're in for more of the same. I don't know exactly what's going to happen in terms of specifics, but I think this year is just a time to go for it. Whatever dreams you have, whatever it is that you want to do, there's really no reason to not go for it. Time is short. You don't know when your last day on this earth is going to be, so you may as well make the most of it. And yeah, there's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Every new day is a chance to just reset and go again. So I think that's everything. That's sort of my review on the year. And yeah, moving forward, I just hope the best for everyone. Thank you for everyone who supported me. And yeah, that's everything. Happy New Year.